World Wide Web universe. I'm going to show off what I prepared today as far as food goes. I have other stuff that I'm working on because I'm Dr. Frankensteina. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. What I have here, this is all homemade. What I have here in this pot is I have white onions and celery stalks and a half container of 8 ounces of grass-fed Irish butter. I got fresh spices in there, herbs, and this is creamy onion celery stew. Creamy onion celery soup by me. What I added in here as far as the spices for the coloring is I used turmeric, I used cayenne pepper, cilantro, and white ground pepper, and I used some cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit. So that's going to be my meal in a little bit. But, oh my goodness. So if you take, okay, I'm going to include what I added in the recipe. What I have in here, this is a 3-pound bag of onions. They were white onions. They were just regular onions. No, they were actually, I forgot. I think they were regular white onions, or plain onions. But, yeah. So I let the onions cook, simmer them, and I added the celery stalks. I added the Irish buttercream. I'll show everybody what I added. Let's see. I designed it, but all solid. But this is AGG. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So I had to take the wood off, and this is leather. These are leather straps. Oh, and that's another story. The leather straps. These came from a clean out when I had my real estate license. People that left stuff behind. But let me show up the creamy butter. Where's that creamy butter? Butter! Where's the butter? Oh my God. I don't have a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills refrigerator with glass and the automatic, those people, they hire cleaning services to clean their refrigerators. Every room has a new cleaning service. Yeah, this is a fresh, pure Irish butter. It's from Aldi's. So yeah, half of this. This was what? So 4 ounces of this in this pot. And there you go. Good food. So empty water bottles. They're actually for vodka when I bring samples to places. But if I talk about alcohol, they'll ban me. They might come watch me. The Tobacco Trade Bureau. Anyway, that's a product that I made. I sold it. I sold it to some people. Shh. Well, in that industry, you could give samples, and if they like the samples, then you could sell it. And because I got some good stuff that I created, all my own on me. Let me show the bottle with that. Where are they? This right here. I started this drink in 2011, and the lady from the Hi, Bethany Frankel. You actually, I was like, you know what? My drink is better than her drink. And nothing personal, but anyway, I'm going to send you a sample. I used to bartend when I was younger. And so I would always make my own drinks, like with just stuff that I like. I'm a tea drinker, tea connoisseur. Uh, so anyway, I made a recipe. I found a flavor house, which was actually I could still walk there. It's still there too, but now it's some townhouse development occupied the land. But I had the flavor created. I had for the drink. Tobacco Trade Bureau. When you make an alcohol product, what they do is you have to there's different steps. So there's when there's anything with a flavor, it's called formula ingredient data sheet. No, or flavor. It's called FIDS. Either flavor information data sheet or formula information data sheet. I believe I'm going to go with formula. My formula was approved because it's what I selected from my recipe, so I had that made, and then I was working with some distributors, alcohol distributors, and I had stuff blended. But the one first place that I worked with, well, um, they happened to be bought and purchased by Coca-Cola, and the name of that place was Florida Caribbean Distillers, and that was back. This was a while ago. So anyway, Coca-Cola bought that, and Coca-Cola, yeah, they didn't. They were like, no, sorry, we're not dealing with small batch distributors. We gotta kick you out, kid. Go somewhere else. Anyway, so I had the vodka and I had all that, but it's good stuff. This was actually the third because I went with different alcohol distributors, but yeah, I'll get there. I'm not worried about it. See, but alcohol is haram, so that's why haram. Me doing haram, even though there's lots to be made, I'll stick with the food. I'll stick with the food. But anyway, I'm going to share a story about when I worked as a civilian with the police department. Um, you know how you hear Donald Trump say names, like he's always got like a name, like a in a condescending manner for people. Well, when I worked as a civilian with the transit police, uh, labels and names were given to people that were to those who created the name calling. It was entertaining and it was cute to them, and I had laugh, and I'm like, meanwhile I'm taking all this in, right? Anyway, one individual had one lady was oh, there's a truck going by because I'm expecting packages. One individual, the young lady, she a black lady, black woman, and they meaning the so-called bosses, referred to her as Methadone Mary. And see, I grew up around all that, having people like call me names. Like I was called the chocolate S baby. Chocolate S meaning because of my skin. Now my skin is lighter now, but I go from like this color to like brown, like a cocoa brown, like in a heartbeat. Anyway, so these people that would make that reference, like I said, I work with these people, and I was like, take all this crap in. But my thing is this, right? The people that always came up with these ridiculous names. Always white dudes. Always white guys. I mean, I grew up with black people. I grew up with plenty of black people, black guys, kids growing up, kidding around like, you call somebody like something stupid, but on no level of what I've heard from whites. I got a bug that's bugging the freaking poop out of me. So now, for this woman that they call this name Methadone Mary, she was using. I used to drive her home. She used to have me drop her off at a spot, and I was like, bitch, I hope you come to work tomorrow, because she was going to get high, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like that saying, you could lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. But anyway, they would say stupid stuff like that, and but it's like a white guy thing. It's a white people thing. Like I don't know. And like that lady, she was a sweet lady. She was a kind lady. And like they didn't know nothing about her. They didn't know anything about maybe like she had an abusive childhood. Maybe she experienced a lot of trauma, like just that stupid stuff. Then there was another one. See, I was like a mole. I was a mole because I was taking in all this stuff and I was like, look at these moles. And I'm yeah. Right. But no, there was a captain. No, he was chief. He was chief of the department. Chief Latimer. Right. He used to come into the command. And then one time, one of the sergeants, this dude named Wynn, he said, it's chicken time. I went right up to the boss and I said, when you got here, that mope said chicken time. Oh yeah? So yeah. Your privilege, the privilege has been duly noted. And I talk about this stuff now just because, well, it'll be part of a bigger story. But watch how you refer to people. Watch how you label people. And then 30 years later, people like me won't be sharing stories on how effed up people have been. But you won't know that. My whole thing with the police, when I was a civilian, and even till now, if you hire a cop who's got a 20-year retirement and who's going to be able to make a decent survivable living, they don't need to do clerical work. You do not need to be pushing pencils. You do not need to be doing any admin type of work. You want law enforcement? Go out there and go make your 1012s. A 1012 in New York is an arrest. So it's a scam. You're talking about grifters? Grift Central. The New York City Police Department, they got these people on this job, majority of men, 35, 40 years. $35-40 years on the job. Where's the controller? Controller, you watching me? Because I know you people watch me and you try to block what I have to say, but you're not going to block what's published and what's already in the works. That you're not going to do. So, but yeah. The gravy train, aka grift, of the NYPD is something of a phenomenal freaking event, because if you look at how many people are on that job, that have been on that job, that have no qualifications, number one, to have even become a cop, and then they stay on the job for 35-40 years, and they're shuffling paper. They're doing the same job a secretary does. Right? I worked as a civilian. We got like a 2-cent raise, like every 3 years. Every 3 years, it was a lot. It was a lot. So, yeah, you wait and see what comes out and what's going to be out. You wait and see. Oh, wait. I have what you call Sampoku eyes. Not because I'm a crazy individual. It's just the way that I'm born. And come to find out, people that have eyes like me are usually people that have had battles and people that, like, they make memories. You know who had these eyes? Charles Manson. Maybe he was a cousin. No. No, kidding on that. But a sampoku eye it's when people who have, it's the white of your eye is large. Most people who have sampoku eyes, it's a combination. It could be genetics. It could be, now I have a thyroid and the mix that I am, but it's usually just the way, like people that have, kind of extra sensory around them. And people that, people to watch. People to watch. So for all the games that I experienced and I witnessed, it's part of a pretty interesting information. So here's a plan. Instead of keeping people on the job for 40 years, 35, 40 years, I wrote this in a plan too. Let them be hired for 25 years. After 25 years, there you go. Bye-bye. There's your pension. Bye-bye. There you go. See you on the next side. Stop. This is for Governor Hochul. Every elected official, stop hiring these cops that can then double dip, that can get a pension from the city and then get a pension from the state. But then say that there's no money. Say that there's no money to increase teacher salaries. Say that there's no money to repair schools, but there's a $5 million bond to build a Dutchess County facility, correctional facility. Yeah, I got a laundry list. I got stacks of stuff that I've seen. Anybody could go look it up. Anybody could go look it up. You could see. Okay, let's see. Police officer Adam Jones. Adam Jones gets hired in 1980. It's 2024. Adam Jones is still. He's now a deputy inspector. Come on. So you gotta really stop. The watchdogs, the whistleblower, the watchdogs. Focus in on NYPD. Focus in on the city of New York and the amount of money that goes to contractors that do the same job 3, 4, 5 times. My husband worked on job sites, that previous contractors finished a job, say 24 months before. A job, say let's say HVAC job. Let's say HVAC where I worked, 100 Gold Street, a $7 million job. 24 months before he came in, another contractor did the same job for $10 million. Does the controller get a cut? Do you get a cut? All right? Do you get a cut? Because the people that have been sleeping in the city of New York, when it comes to these contractors, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. And you need to stop, going with the scenario that, we can't do this. Oh, we can't do that. But we could burn a couple of, $1 billion on contract to X, Y, and Z for the same job that should have been done the correct way the first time, right? Anyway, I went a long way from my soup recipe and my vodka, but I gotta go. I got things to do. Anyway, I always have a lot to say. And what I speak upon is true. Anybody could go look it up. You can go look it up under the New York City Controller's Office. You can find out job bids. You can find out contractor Billy Bananas who fixed the staircases at Columbus Park, and then Tony Tomatoes comes in, and Tony Tomatoes comes and does the same job. Come on, people, man. Yeah. Anyway, there's lots to say. I'll be back. And remember, pray for peace, pray for peace, pray for peace. And please retire Biden. Get somebody else on the ballot, because you're going to hand over the election to Donald Trump. You know what? Donald Trump is going to win. Donald Trump is going to win. And then I want to see everybody. Here's what I want to see. I want to see, after Donald Trump wins, how the next day the war in Ukraine is over, and then the same day the war in Palestine is over. Because he's going to do all that. He's going to make the gasoline drop to 25 cents a gallon, right? He's going to do that. Yeah, he's going to do all that. Yeah, the biggest scam, politics. You want to make money? You want to grift? Become a politician. And while you're a politician, become a religious politician. There you go. Grift Central, baby. Anyway, until next time. Bye.